Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
September 24, 2020, the Wells Fargo CEO steps in it again edition. We begin with the Securities and Exchange Commission, specifically Jay Clayton, completely cratered again and relaxed proposed rules for whistleblower caps. As you know, as I've reported many times, the whistleblower bar went crazy when Clayton tried to cap whistleblower awards. It's unclear why he tried to do that, what constituency could possibly want whistleblower awards cap. Nevertheless, he thought they were rewarding people who were bringing forward illegal actions from companies, and apparently he thought that was a bad thing. But fortunately, he's caved on that. His inanity is only overseen by our lead story today, which is the Wells Fargo CEO. In just an unbelievable statement, he said in a memo that, this is back in June, quote, "The unfortunate reality is a very limited pool of black talent to recruit from for the bank," end quote. I just cannot imagine someone that stupid who would say it and then actually believe it as well. Well, if Wells Fargo doesn't have a talent pool of African Americans, Latin Americans, Asian Americans, Jewish Americans, any other type of minority, well, guess what? Whose fault is that? Wells Fargo. And then to blame the marketplace for Wells Fargo's continued failures. This guy he has no clue, period. Well, he had to send a letter apologizing his remarks to his employees, and he said that his remarks were insensitive, reflecting his own, quote, unconscious bias, end quote. He actually recognized there were many talented, diverse individuals working at Wells Fargo and indeed throughout the financial services industry. So, you just have to wonder, how stupid are these people? Apparently pretty stupid. And we continue on the stupid theme because Disney is pushing back literally by a year or more a release of new movies, once again showing that the movie industry just does not get this at all. This is not something that's going to get better in a year. This is not something that's going to get better in 18 months. They need to understand that there's been a fundamental shift in the way people consume movies, and it ain't ever going to be going back to the movie theater the way it used to be. So it's beginning to postpone out literally for 18 months out. This is just unbelievable that they would sit on these 100, 200, sometimes $200 million plus productions and not try to recoup some money. Have you heard of Netflix? Have you heard of HBO? Have you heard of streaming? Perhaps even Disney's heard of their own streaming service, but they don't seem to get it, and they're banking that things are going to, at some point, someday, some way, somehow, go back. But boy, they just, as Forrest Gump is wont to tell us, stupid is as stupid does. And finally, in perhaps some upbeat news, Uncle Ben's Original Rice will be rebranded as Ben's Original. So following the lead of Aunt Jemimah, recognizing that it was time for a change, the company that owns the Uncle Ben's brand is changing the name, so it's hopefully less racist. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.